Look, Kokendorfer.
Here.
Bowman is absent with notice. Middleton.
Here.
Wipert.
Here.
Spiz.
Present.
Zach.
Here.
Hoffman.
Here. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have before us the minutes of our previous meeting of November 1st, 2017, moved by Commissioner Spiz, supported by Commissioner Wipert. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same motion carried. You have before you the agenda for today, moved by Commissioner Spiz, supported by Commissioner Middleton. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same motion carried. Is anybody here for public comment today? Hearing none, I'll close public comment and go on to the first item on our agenda. Parks and Recreation, creation of Springfield Oaks Grill Room positions, and a direct referral is requested for meeting consideration by HR and Finance. Hello, Dan.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Motion. Commissioner Kokendorfer, supported by Commissioner Zach.
Dan Stencil, Executive Officer for Oakland County Parks and Recreation Commission, and Sarah Cohn from Human Resources. Back in August, our staff received notice from our existing contractor at Springfield Oaks that they were no longer interested in providing food and beverage service at that site. We put out a RFP with no vendors responding. So based upon our recent success with operating food and beverage operations, first with Red Oaks and Waterford Oaks water parks 3 years ago, and last year with concession operations at White Lake and Lion Oaks, we are recommending the creation of 12 positions to operate the grow room operations, and basically the operations will cover the costs of our staffing, providing a service that is requested by the participants. We've also found out through our recent successes that especially the league players appreciate the customer service improvement and the consistency of the food and beverage service delivery.
Does anybody have any questions? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Kokendorfer.
Yes.
Middleton.
Yes.
Wipert.
Yes.
Spiz.
Yes.
Zach.
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes. Motion carried. Next item is public
Thank you.
services animal control modification of rates and positions, and this is a direct referral to Finance also. Motion. Moved by Commissioner Zach, supported by Commissioner Wipert. Hello, Bob.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. We're here from the animal shelter with some exciting proposition. We're excited about it. We identified a need in the organization, and after talking to the administration about it, Human Resources was called in, and they came over and studied our workflow and agreed that the need presented itself for a full-time veterinarian and another full-time vet tech. The 2 spots would be paid for in a couple different ways. The first would be by eliminating several PT&E slots that are not in use and haven't been in use, and then also increasing the price of a yearly dog license by $3. For those people who purchase a 3-year license, they're actually getting a break because the price could only be going up $6. The price today is $7.50, so a $3 increase would make it $10.50. That puts us right in line with many of the other surrounding counties and other agencies in the state. I should point out there hasn't been an increase in fees in nearly a quarter of a century, the last one being in 1993. And if this proposal is accepted by the board, our agency will certainly be able to offer a better service and better product for the animals that are in our care.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions, Middleton?
A 3-year license, don't you have to get a rabies shot every year, or is that,
Some rabies shots are good for 3 years.
oh, okay, so it fits.
All right, any other questions? Roll call, please.
Middleton,
Yes.
Wyper,
Yes.
Spiz,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Hokentorfer,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes. Motion carried. Who is? Number 3? So we'll skip. All right. We'll go to number 4 right now. Department.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, guys. Department of Public Services, Community Corrections Division, Michigan Department of Corrections, Office of Community Corrections, Comprehensive Plan Grant Acceptance for fiscal year 2018. It's under Sheriff.
I don't see Barb.
Moved by Commissioner Whitebird, supported by Mr. Middleton.
Point of clarification. Which item are we?
Number 4. No.
No, we're looking, I don't see Barb.
Community
We're-
corrections.
Since they're up, they're going to number 5?
No,
Skip.
Barb Pankey asked me to set up here because one of the positions in this grant is being eliminated is in the sheriff's office, so I just want to be here to answer any questions.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Can you represent?
Because Barb couldn't make it today.
I'll
He's, he can be Barb.
Oh, gee, what a.
Barb's taking her son or daughter, I'm not sure which, daughter to Saginaw Valley to tour the college, so
Oh, so, okay.
I told her I'd be up here if there were any questions.
Oh,
Does anybody have any questions about this grant acceptance?
she'll be-
We are number 4.
$63,000 less than before.
Yes, yes. And again, it's all straight from the state of Michigan, and they determine what programs are cutting and what not. So, we don't have a lot of control in it. And one of the programs that they are reducing happens to be in the jail correctional facility, so.
And you gonna cover the number there, or?
Not really. We're going to reevaluate the whole program and see where we're at and try to decide over the next couple months what we're going to do with that particular program. So we have some part-time staff that are going to try to fill in a little bit to assist, but we're going to, because of the cut, we're going to take a look at that program and see, how viable it is to go through in the future.
All right, any other questions? Roll call, please.
Middleton,
Yes.
Wyper,
Yes.
Spiz,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Hokentorfer,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes. Thank you. Motion carried. Next item, number 5, Sheriff's Office Contract Amendment Number 1 for law enforcement services in the Charter Township of Commerce, and with also a direct referral to finance. Our finance already.
already have, the liaison committee already made. the-
Public Services did it. Oh, okay.
Public services, yeah.
All right, motion, please. Moved by Commissioner Zach, supported by Commissioner Spiz.
The Township Board voted recently to up the number of deputies in Commerce Township, which we're pleased with. Obviously, they're going to add 3 positions. They're needed, especially in the afternoon shift. It's one of our busiest contracted areas.
Okay, any question? Commissioner Zach?
So I have a question, staffing. Do we have the staff to do this? How are we going to?
Yeah, in fact, we have right now 6 people in the police academy. We also have an agreement with the union for outside hiring, which we haven't had years prior. So right, come January, we'll have 15 vacancies on the road. If these are all approved, but we'll be able to fill them fairly quickly.
When you
The
say.
nice thing about the outside hire, they're from other departments. We have a long list of other people that work at other police agencies that can come here, and we also have an agreement with the union in the last contract that they can come in. If, based on their years of experience, we can bring them in and plug them in at various, up to top pay right away, depending on their experience.
So would we be attracting other officers from different departments?
We are now, yes.
They're coming.
It's 1 for 1 from inside the department and 1 from outside the department.
Okay.
And the nice thing about hiring the people from the outside is the training is a lot shorter. We don't have to send them to the academy. They've got experience. It's generally, depending upon how many years of experience they have at the department we're hiring them from, 4 to 6 weeks, and we can cut them loose versus send them to the 17-week academy and then 3 months of FTO, field training officer.
Okay, any other questions? Roll call, please.
Wipers?
Yes.
Spiz?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
Kokendorfer?
Yes.
Middleton?
Yes.
Hoffman?
Yes. Thank you. Motion carried. The next item, Sheriff's Office Contract Amendment Number 1 for law enforcement services in the Charter Township of Highland for 2017-18. Motion moved by Commissioner Spiz, supported by Commissioner Wyper.
I'm sorry, Dale distracted me.
I know, he does that.
This will take us back up to 18 deputies. In Highland Township, at one time, we had 20, but when the economy tanked, they cut back 3 positions. This will add back a Waymaster traffic deputy that was previously eliminated, that will enforce traffic laws and overweight vehicles in Highland Township.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? Roll call.
Spiz?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
Kokendorfer?
Yes.
Middleton?
Yes.
Wipers?
Yes.
Hoffman?
Yes. Motion carried. Item number 7, Sheriff's Office Contract Amendment Number 2 for law enforcement services for the Charter Township of Orion. Moved by Commissioner Middleton, supported by Commissioner Spiz.
This will add back a deputy to Orion and get them to where they were prior to the crash. And 08 also adds a technical assistant, which will be a person at the front door, front office, to greet the public and help them when they come in the front door. Currently, that was filled by an Orion Township employee who retired, and the township requested that we add this position. We've done this in Rochester Hills and a couple other substations also.
Okay, any questions? Roll call, please.
Zach?
Yes.
Kokendorfer?
Yes.
Middleton?
Yes.
Wipers?
Yes.
Spiz?
Yes.
Hoffman?
Yes. Motion carried. Item number 8, Sheriff's Office Contract Amendment Number 1 for law enforcement services in the Charter Township of Oxford. Moved by Commissioner Spiz, supported by Commissioner Middleton.
I know Commissioner Spiz is very happy with this because he'll have even better protection than he has now, which he already has great protection. So this will be a 7 to 3 car, 7 p.m. to 3 a.m. car, focusing on traffic and neighborhood issues.
No, that just means Spiz has to take it easy until he gets the Independence Township.
Yeah.
I'm usually at my day job between those hours. so-
Oh, okay.
And does that also mean that crime in his district's higher than in mine?
Actually, no. In fact, the Oxford Township Substation happens to have, I was just talking to Jack Curtis today, the Township Board, and Oxford actually, of all our substations, has the highest clearance rate. I happen to live there also, so.
Lead by example.
All right, roll call, please.
Kokendorfer?
Yes.
Middleton?
Yes.
Wipers?
Yes.
Spiz?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
Hoffman?
Yes. Motion carried. The next item, Sheriff Office Contract Amendment Number 1 for law enforcement services in the city of Rochester Hills for 2017-18. Moved by Commissioner Kokendorfer, supported by Commissioner Wypert.
These 2 positions that they're adding back, we're pleased to see will get us back to 60 deputies, which was where we were in 2008 when the crash occurred, and they'll be back to full, to where they were in 2008.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? All those in favor, no, roll call, please. Just trying to speed things up.
Middleton?
Yes.
Wipers?
Yes.
Spiz?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
Kokendorfer? Yes.
Hoffman?
Yes. Motion carried. Item number 10, Human Resource
Thank you.
Department. Thank you, guys. You want to go to 3? Oh, we could go to 3. All right, we'll go back up to number 3. Health and Human Services, Health Division, fiscal year 2018, Michigan Fitness Foundation, SNAP Ed Grant Acceptance. Moved by Commissioner Zach, supported by Commissioner Wypert.
Hello, thank
Hello.
you for letting me come a few minutes late, I apologize. So this SNAP Ed grant is additional money that we have received to hire a second part-time health educator to help us expand our reach regarding healthy eating and cooking for kids in additional locations. So because we've added these new markets and these new Cooking for Kids locations, we need a second part-time person that can help us deliver these programs. So some of the places that we have added to is OSA in Holly, Sprout Produce Store in Pontiac, Woodside Bible Church in Pontiac, All Saints Episcopal Church in Pontiac. In addition to the Cooking for Kids, We are increasing that reach at OSA, the Grandparents Raising Grandchildren, the Waterford School District Prairie Campus, and Center for Success in Pontiac.
Thank you. Commissioner Zach?
Do we have any South Oakland County locations for this?
We do not right now. As part of this grant, it's focused mostly in the Pontiac, Waterford area, but we're looking for opportunities where we can expand this in the southern area. So this money right here is just for these locations.
So are we applying for grants through
We're
this?
looking for grants that would allow us to do this in other areas. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Commissioner Middleton?
Yes, MSU Extension has a nutrition part. Do you partner with them in some of your activities?
We do. They are on our Healthy Pontiac team, task force, and so we partner with them whenever we have an opportunity to provide some of this education. So could be a way we could look at doing some of the southern areas as well.
Thank you. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Wyford,
Yes.
Spiz,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Okendorfer,
Yes.
Middleton,
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes. A motion carried. Item number 10, Human Resource Department Defined Benefit Retirement Plan Amendment and Restatement. Moved by Commissioner Middleton, supported by Commissioner Wyford.
It's on the blue sheet.
No, that's the next one. That's number 11.
Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Jennifer Hain. This is Sylvia Frank, our new retirement administrator. And we are here before you today. We've got 3 agenda items, one for each of the county retirement-related plan documents. The retirement board recently updated, approved updates, changes or updates to each of these 3 plans. So once they do that, then the plan has to come to the full Board of Commissioners for your review and approval. Many of the changes are simply like small administrative updates. But I'll start with the DB plan, and I can go through them, each one, or just kind of hit the highlights if you'd like.
I'd say hit the highlights, and then if there's any like prompt questions.
So with the DB plan, this is the pension plan, defined benefit plan. The retirement board recently made 2 changes. They wanted to, one is on page 34 of the document. They wanted to change the requirement that the retiree elected member live in Oakland County. Currently, that's the case, although we have a lot of retirees, or employees, even active employees, that live in the Tri-County area or wherever, and once they retire, they can't run for the retirement board unless they move to Oakland County. So the retirement board agreed, and that's the change on page 34. And then on page 38 of the plan document, they wanted to make the payment for being on the retirement board more consistent. Right now, it's a mix of per diems and mileage, and they voted to just have per diems for the members, not counting the employee members because they're already here. Prior to that, the retiree member received mileage, and so they're switching to per diem instead. Partly because they also switched the location of that person. So they don't have to live in Oakland County, but they're not going to get mileage if they are driving down from Traverse City or something. So I'm not sure if this is on. So the page, as on page 38, there's a language change just to make it consistent. They'll all get the per diem, the retiree member, the citizen member, consistent with the other ones that already get a per diem, and it's the same per diem as a board per diem. I believe it's $35 a meeting.
All right, does anybody have any questions? Commissioner Spiz.
Just a generic question. When was the last time this was updated? Because I didn't see it anywhere in the updated plan or in the resolution itself.
Right, that's a good question. The defined benefit one is probably, I think it's been since possibly 1996. The DC plan was updated in 2015. This one really, oh, I take that back. No, whenever we had an amendment, we've had a couple amendments. Technically, I suppose that would be like a restatement of the document, but this is a full restatement. And also, we needed to do this now, because the DC and the deferred comp plan, the record keeper contract has gone out to bid, and it looks like we're selecting a different vendor. So we need to get them updated plan documents. But we also are going to have a thorough legal review of the existing plan documents for everything else. We were kind of focusing on certain areas, but we think it's time to have the whole entire plan documents reviewed legally. So we may be back. I'm not sure exactly when. I don't know, when do you think? In the winter, spring?
Hopefully within the next 4 months.
Mm-hmm. If there are further changes, there may be further updates.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any other questions? Roll call, please.
Spiz,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
Hokenderfer,
Yes.
Middleton,
Yes.
Wyford,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes. Motion carried. Item number 11, Human Resource Department Defined Contribution Plan Amendment and Restatement. Yeah, and everybody has in front of them, moved by Commissioner Middleton, supported by Commissioner Spiz, and everybody has before them the proposed amendment and the current language.
Correct. So,
Okay.
so for this plan, the defined contribution plan, this is the 401A plan that a majority of the current employees are on right now. We had a minor change to the definition of employee. That was on page 8. We were adding, the retirement board added a definition of disability retirement to the plan. In the past, definition of disability retirement was outlined in the defined benefit plan, and the retirement system relied on that. But we felt it really needed its own definition within the DC plan. So we're adding that. That's on page 22. And then also on page 42 is the same language regarding the per diem and mileage that we made in the DB plan. So that's the same language right there. And then we also had something new that came up yesterday, well, Monday, when we were reviewing the survivor benefits for retiree medical insurance, and we're proposing the change before you. I believe you have a blue copy. The current language is there, but it doesn't address the medical coverage. We'd like to add a paragraph to the DC plan that says any surviving spouse or dependents who were eligible to receive health care benefits prior to an employee's death shall have the option to receive future health benefits as eligible under the retirement health care eligibility schedule, as if the employee retired the day prior to death. If it's a duty, if a duty-related death occurs, meaning it happens on the job because of the job, for that purpose, the dependents or spouse would receive credited years of service. Well, the employee would receive credited years of service through age 60. So in some cases, that helps with if they happen to be on retirement schedule C, where they were hired after 1995 and the employee has to pay a % towards their coverage. And then also that dependents may remain on the retiree coverage through the same age as active employee dependents. Whereas currently, right now, if an employee dies, a spouse on the coverage, but there is a dependent, currently, under the current rules, the dependent can only stay on the coverage until age 19. And we'd like to make it more consistent, have it be through age 26, just like the current active employees.
All right. Does anybody, any commissioners have any questions? Jerry?
What this is as we went through the plan with respect to Pepper.
Do you want to speak into a microphone? Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you. As we were going through the rights and survivorship benefits for Deputy Overall and his family, after it's, our interpretation of the rule was that we wanted to place the family in no worse position by virtue of his felonious murder than he was in the day before. And while this is intent, I call it a clarification of the practice that we intended to follow and intend to follow, and this, somebody says we can't. According to pretty high record, we wanted to make clear that if a person is feloniously murdered, in the course of performing their duties here, that we are going to provide the family with the benefits that their partner, spouse, whatever, had earned with the county, and not placing them in a worse position by virtue of that. And because it's not crystal clear, we thought we'd give you the opportunity to weigh in as well to make sure that we had the benefit of your interpretation as well. That's why this is here today. That's why it's kind of the last second thing. What this would allow, in our view, is we have a situation where a surviving spouse would have the ability to elect in every year, but it's currently covered by her own insurance from her employer. But the son, the surviving son of our deputy, was on the county plan. His death took place on a Thursday morning. By some view, on Friday, at the end of the pay period, they would have cut off his health benefits. And Brooke said, that's not what we're about. We reviewed the plan. We said that's not what we're about. And this is our opportunity to make sure that it's clear in the future. Fortunately, it's been 80 years since we've lost a deputy in the line of duty, but we have other first responders at risk. And so this will do that. And then I will tell you, come next year, early on, we are going to do more clarification work to make sure that the board has the opportunity to weigh in and make it crystal clear on how we're going to proceed going forward. So we can ask for your support.
Thank you, Jerry, and I want to thank HR too for bringing this to our attention, because this is a right thing to do to fix this. We'll have two votes, and we'll vote on the first changes that you proposed, and then we'll have another motion for the new language. So, any other questions? All right.
Motion to amend.
Well, we could just, okay, moved by Commissioner Middleton, supported by Commissioner Spiz, to amend it to include this new language. Roll call, please.
On the amendment, Spiz?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
Kokendorfer?
Yes.
Middleton?
Yes.
Wipert?
Yes.
Hoffman?
Yes. All right, then, roll call on the original as amended.
Zach?
Yes.
Kokendorfer?
Yes.
Middleton?
Yes.
Wipert?
Yes.
Spiz?
Yes.
Hoffman?
Yes. Thank you, motion carried. Item number 12, Human Resource Department Deferred Compensation 457B Plan Amendment and Restatement. Jennifer?
Okay, so this one is the.
You need a motion.
Oh, motion. Moved by Commissioner Middleton, supported by Commissioner Wipert.
Okay.
This one is the deferred compensation plan. This is the supplemental plan where the county, it's primarily funded by employee dollars. They can do this in addition to either their 401, or it could be a person on the defined benefit plan. They can also participate in the deferred compensation plan. This is also the plan where the county started up the match again, a match where if the county will match up to $500 per year per employee when you're, contributing your own money to the plan. Some unions are a little bit higher. I think the sheriff department unions are a little bit higher. So a couple of the amendments here before you today are, one is on page 4, one is on page 7. Those are to add the definition of a matching contribution. We have to put that back in the plan. It was already authorized by the Board of Commissioners, but so this is kind of a cleanup issue. The change on page 7 related to that just specifies that it's up to the county year by year, and that it doesn't specify the match amount, just that the county may do this, and it can be changed basically by the county if they wish. The other major change is on page 4 under, it says normal retirement age, but the reason why we're changing it, we're not actually changing the normal retirement age, but we're adding a statement This was per the IRS recommendations back when they did an audit of the 457 plan. And it has to do with the special catch-up provision in the plan. So the normal retirement age is age 55 with 25 years of service, or age 60 with 8 years or more of service. That's staying the same, but the language we're adding is that the participant, or in other words, the employee, may declare his or her normal retirement age in writing with the retirement unit. And the reason to do this is you could, normally the special catch-up is limited to the 3 years prior to when you first become eligible to retire. Not when you retire, but when you first become eligible. So say you've got 25 years of service, you might be 50 years old, you're first eligible to retire at age 55. If you want to do the special catch-up, you can only do it the 3 years prior to the year in which you turn 55. You can't even do it in the year you turn 55. It's got to be 54, age 54, 53, 52. So the IRS let us know if we put a provision in the plan document, then an employee who, in that same example, maybe they're already 57. If they haven't, they can come to a retirement unit and say, I would like to declare that I'm going to retire when I'm 62. Therefore, I can do the special catch-up. I can put more money in my deferred comp plan the 3 years prior to when I declare I'm going to retire, but I don't actually have to retire at 62. It's just a paper requirement, so to speak. That way, this just gives employees more flexibility at what age if they want to enact the special catch-up provision for 3 years. So all of that's hard to explain, but that's what that paragraph does.
Does anybody have any questions? Roll call, please.
Hockenderfer?
Yes.
Middleton?
Yes.
Wypert?
Yes.
Spiz?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
Hoffman?
Yes. Motion carried. The next item,
Thank
Human
you.
Resource Department extension of the Merit System Certified Eligibility List. Motion. Moved by Commissioner Wypert. Supported by Commissioner Spiz.
Certified eligible lists are in effect for 6 months. The HR committee may approve to extend a list for another 6 months. We are recommending to the HR committee for its review and approval to extend the following 17 eligible lists for another 6 months.
Anybody have any questions? Roll call, please. Oh, sorry, Commissioner Spiz.
It's more, just more for a point of clarification probably for me. When is the last time this committee or anybody's ever voted this stuff? I'm just one reason I'm asking is the 6 month thing. Does 6 months make sense? Or should we talk about other things and changing that policy?
Actually, that's in that resolution.
It's in the Merit System resolution that we have to bring forth the extension list for your approval. And I don't think it has been ever turned down, as long as I can remember, 20 years.
I haven't been here that long, and I don't think it's ever been turned down since I've been here. All right, thank you.
All right, roll call, please.
Middleton?
Yes.
Wypert?
Yes.
Spiz?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
Hockenderfer?
Yes.
Hoffman?
Yes. Motion carried. Last item, Human Resource Department optional supplementary incentive report.
So before you is the annual report that we're providing for the optional supplementary incentive. It's used to attract and retain for highly skilled, difficult to recruit positions. So for calendar year 2017, we only had the one for the medical examiner's office.
Does anybody have any questions? I'd entertain a motion to receive and file. Moved by Commissioner Wypert, supported by Commissioner Zach. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same motion carried. Yeah, before us, the communications. Entertain a motion to receive and file.
So
Moved by Commissioner Spiz, Supported by Commissioner Kokendorfer. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same, motion carries. Any other business today? We are adjourned at 2:08.